What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So this time we're going to actually be doing something very interesting, and we're playing Forza Horizon 5, and we are going to customize the Subaru BRZ. But we're not just going to customize it in any way. We're actually going to recreate my real life Toyota 86 in the game and make it look identical to my car.
I just need more bags, bought the trip to the store, said I need more splash, on her tippy toes, she can sneak right past, I'm the man of a dream, she asleep.
I actually have a second channel, which is like my main channel, where I do everything car related with real cars. On this channel, we just started it up. It's brand new, it's fresh. We're going to be doing a lot of Forza Horizon 5 gameplay and just other video games as well, but for now we're going to focus on Forza Horizon 5. But go to check out my main channel, like, comment, subscribe, everything like that on my main channel, because we do a lot of cool car stuff. You learn a lot. We like to do builds, rocket bunny, wide body, things like that, and work on my personal car, track days, a lot of fun stuff. So you're into that as well, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. But now let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the Subaru BRZ, like I said, it's the car I have in real life. I love this thing. I will never, ever want to sell this car. It's so precise. It's such a raw driving car. You really don't get anything like it for this price range in a brand new car. A lot of cars are like this, but they're older, but this is a brand new car that you can just buy, and it feels amazing. So let's go ahead and modify the car in the game. So let's go ahead and start off with the engine. So I'm going to build this exactly like my real life car is. So we're just going to do an air intake, and then we're going to toss an exhaust on here. So that's literally all I have done to my real life car. So I think it's going to be interesting because I want to build this one exactly how I have my car. It's not going to be identical because this one is a BRZ and mine is an 86, but we're going to get it as close as we can. So now let's go ahead and move over here into brakes. So on my car, I do have upgraded brakes, but they're not a big brake kit. So we can go ahead and toss the first brakes on here, which are the street brakes, basically exactly what my car has. And then we can go ahead and go into suspension. So my car is actually on Fortunato coilovers. So I think we can go ahead and put race springs and dampers on here. That's probably going to be pretty accurate to what my car has. Now, I don't have sway bars and I don't have weight reduction, so we're not going to do any of that. Drivetrain, my car is an automatic, so it's going to be a little bit different than the one in this game. So I don't think I want to touch anything in the drivetrain. You know what? Let's do clutch just to make it a little bit faster. So it could probably match the automatic shifter, shifting speeds. I know you guys are going to hate me for that. Go ahead and write your hate comments. But let's just do clutch just to make it a little bit faster at shifting, kind of match the automatic. So tires, now let's go ahead and check these out. So I'm actually running a pretty good tire on my car. I think we can probably go ahead and toss the semi-slicks on there. It's probably a little bit more aggressive than what my car actually has. But I'm very keen to see how this car will perform. It should still be able to kick out. And then for my tire width, I'm actually running 255 all around. So even though we can go a little bit wider, I think we're just going to stick with 255 to match the actual car. In wheels, something's very interesting about this game. So in Horizon 5, we now have a new wheel, and I'm just through the roof about this wheel that we can get for the car. So we're just going to keep scrolling down here and check this out. We actually have Titan 7 wheels in the game. This is the exact same wheel I have on my actual car. When I saw this for the first time, I was so happy. I actually saw it for the first time when we did the R33 Skyline build. So go ahead and check out that video on the channel to see my reaction to that, because I am through the roof about this to have my actual wheels in the game. So let's go to make those 18s, because on my actual car I do run an 18 by 9.5, so this is going to match very similar. So let's see if we can match the fitment as well. So I think we can go ahead and toss the widest on the front. I think that's gonna be pretty accurate, and then probably the widest on the rear. Yeah, it's exactly how it looks in real life. And I'm even going to do the alignment specs just like my actual car. Now, my car does have a TRD kit, so moving on to visuals, it has a TRD kit. This is a slightly different car, but the bumper that we're going to go with that I would say most matches mine is this one. So the West bumper on here, the C West, it does have an FRS bumper, but it's very similar in the sense that it has like that chin look. So it kind of pokes out at the bottom, giving it like a little chin, which I think is interesting. Now for the spoiler, I also have a TRD spoiler. I'm thinking the one that's probably going to be the most close to the actual spoiler that I have in real life is going to be this Ings here, because the factory BRZ spoiler looks a little bit different than what I have, but this one has that sleek design, so I think we're definitely going to go with this one. Now, rear bumper. So what I like about the rear bumper on this car is when you do the Ings rear bumper, you can actually see it gives you a bigger exhaust tip, and it also does these rear spats. So those exhaust tips actually look almost identical to the ones I have on my actual car, which I'm just so happy about because it's so cool to see all of this stuff on here. So now let's go ahead and put the C-West side skirts on here because they look very similar to the TRD ones. Maybe they don't have like that fender extension on the front fenders, but otherwise they look very similar. And we're going to color some black in there as well when we do the paint on this car. So it's going to definitely match more. And just, you know, just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and listen to the engine in this car because you can put a few cool engines in this car. And I'm very happy with how the stock engine sounds in this car because in real life, it sounds very similar to the one in the game. So let's go ahead and just listen to the exhaust that you can get with this car and all the different engines. So what's interesting is the 2-liter flat 4 actually sounds a lot like the BRZ in real life. So I'm trying to debate which one do I think sounds more like an actual BRZ, the stock engine or the flat 4 here. Definitely, I think with Horizon 5 and the way they've adjusted the sound, I think the stock engine sounds more like the BRZ. But in Horizon 4, the flat 4 definitely sounded more like the actual BRZ. And yes, I know the Subaru does have a boxer, so they're both flat engines, but you know, just based off of the name, how they have a 2-liter flat 4, which surprisingly both the BRZ and this engine are, they sound very similar, and I do like them. So let's go to move on. We're just gonna leave it stock. We could put, you know, some boost in here, but my car in real life isn't boosted, so we're just gonna leave it like that, naturally aspirated. I like the raw power you get from that. We could supercharge it in real life, maybe one day, but let's go and listen to how it sounds with the turbo and the supercharger, just so you can hear how these sounds affect the engine. So they don't actually sound too much different over the stock one. You know, with some cars, you do definitely hear more turbo flutter, but I think definitely this one sounds more naturally aspirated. So that really concludes the modifications. Let's go ahead and move into the paints, and we will be able to see just how close we can match this car, because my actual car is actually wrapped in like a nice yellow. So we're going to try and match that with the paint on here. It'll be interesting. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge to match like the wraps color into the game, but we'll see what we can do because there's definitely a lot of options. So mine's definitely more of a yellow on here. So we'll have to see. We'll probably have to do a custom color just to match it because it doesn't tend to match really any of these colors. So I'm going to go to make the color, match it, do the livery on the black accents, and we're going to go from there and then take the car for a drive and do some wheel gameplay. So here is the finished product. We've done the wrap on the car. So I tried to match it as close as I could to the original yellow that's on my real car. Although I had a lot of trouble because that color is very interesting. You know, sometimes it looks orange, sometimes it looks yellow, sometimes it might even be green. Very difficult to match. So, you know, I just kind of went with this, the closest I thought that I could get to my actual wrap color. It looks very off, but it's still very close for what I could do. And then the black accents. So I did it on the rear spats, the side skirts, the front lip, as well as the roof. This is exactly what my real car has. So I think this body kit here really makes it look very similar. And even the fitment is the same. I mean, look at that. It's so crazy to see basically my real car in the game. And especially with how good the graphics are in Horizon 5, it looks like real life. So it's super interesting and very nice to see it. So let's go and take the car for a drive and just see how it feels now that it has the modifications. Will it feel a lot like my real 8.6? Will it feel like, you know, just a game? But we'll see. So I'm very curious now. Ooh, okay. Definitely more wheel spin than my car gets because, I mean, mine being an auto doesn't have the same amount of, you know, gearing as the manual, but definitely this thing sounds so good. I definitely love the way the car sounds in this game. Very similar to the real one. Let's actually do this. So I want to compare how this car sounds to my real 8.6 in the game. So let's go ahead and rev it up, and then I'll show you a real clip of the car, and then we're back to this one. They sound very similar. This one probably actually has more Subaru rumble to it. Mine's maybe a little bit smoother, so let's go ahead and listen. This game is just so beautiful. Just the sounds, the sights, everything. I mean, it truly feels like real life. I'm very happy with what Playground Games did to this game. Such an improvement over Horizon 4. And even Horizon 4 was a good game, so you're thinking, how can you really improve it? But I think definitely the visuals, like just look at the detail in the sky, how much you can see. It really looks like a real sunset. This is truly incredible. I mean, it's just next-gen consoles. They definitely do their trick, and they do it very well. So let's go ahead and switch over to the wheel, and we'll do some wheel gameplay. I won't talk, just audio and just visuals. So it's going to be very interesting. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. So there you have it. That was the Subaru BRZ. It's a very beautiful car. It looks exactly like my car in real life. I mean, the wheels, the wrap, the body kit, very similar. And even the wheels are the exact same Titan 7, same specs, everything as my real car. So it's super interesting, and I definitely enjoyed this episode. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.